Welcome back to Investing Talk Podcast. Today, we're focusing squarely on a company that's, really shifted gears in the digital asset space, Hut 8. We've got a whole stack of materials you send in, financials, charts, strategy docs, and we're trying to answer that big question. Is Hut 8 a good buy right now? I mean, we're seeing huge growth numbers. Analysts seem almost universally optimistic, and there's this strategic pivot into AI infrastructure that kind of changes the whole game. Before we jump in, though, please do us a quick favor, subscribe, like, and comment on this discussion. And hey, if there's a specific company you want us to look into next time, definitely drop that name in the comments below.
Yeah, Hut 8 is definitely a fascinating case right now. They've really moved beyond just being, pure crypto miner. What we're seeing in the sources is the proof, really, the financial evidence that they are now this diversified digital infrastructure platform. So today we'll break down their actual financial strength, look at why the stock has this technical momentum, and talk about those major strategic catalysts, especially that move towards high-performance compute. That's what seems to be driving a lot of the current investor optimism.
Okay, let's start with the foundation then, because the numbers, particularly out of 2024, are, they're the reason this stock grabbed everyone's attention, right?
Sure.
Revenue for 2024 hit $162.39 million. That's a pretty hefty 69.07% increase year over year. That signals some serious market capture.
That revenue growth is solid, definitely. But the figure that really makes you sit up and take notice is the profitability jump. I mean, you just don't often see numbers like this outside of maybe the most speculative place. But look, net income surged to $331.88 million. That's a, frankly, staggering 1,418.91% increase.
Wow, 1,400%. That number feels almost unreal. We can't just pin that on selling more Bitcoin, surely. What's the real story behind that kind of explosive profit?
Right, and that's the key insight, isn't it? It's easy to miss just skimming headlines. This wasn't purely organic mining profit. A large part of that jump actually reflects the successful merger integration, things like favorable asset revaluations, statutory gains, plus, significant cost optimization across the combined companies. So basically, they built a much stronger balance sheet and operational base right after the merger. That really set the stage for the growth we're seeing now.
Okay, that makes more sense. Merger, synergies, and efficiencies driving the bottom line.
Exactly. And when you put those profit numbers next to the current valuation, it looks pretty compelling. The trailing 12-month EPS is $1.48, which gives it a PE ratio of about 22.70. Now, for a company that's proven it can pull off a huge merger and scale up fast in a high-growth sector, analysts are generally seeing that PE as, quite attractive.
So strong financials, built partly through smart corporate moves. But what makes them different day to day? Lots of miners are scaling up. Hut 8 talks about vertical integration as a competitive advantage. What does that actually mean for them?
Yeah, think of it less like just a miner and maybe more like an integrated digital utility company. They operate across four main areas: power, digital infrastructure, compute, and then another segment. Crucially, they own or manage energy assets and infrastructure. This lets them blend the stability you get from energy contracts with the high performance digital compute side. It gives them a kind of built-in stability that miners just relying on fluctuating Bitcoin prices often, they just don't have.
Okay, so energy stability meets compute power.
And the proof is in their operational scale. Look at their deployed hash rate, basically their mining power. It more than doubled in just 1 month. Between February and March 2025, it jumped from 4.6 EHs, exahashes per second, up to 9.3 EHs. That shows they can roll out assets really quickly, which is a genuine advantage against maybe slower competitors.
That structural strength definitely provides a solid base. So if the balance sheet kind of justifies the valuation, how are the technicals looking? Is the market actually buying this growth story right now?
Well, let's look at the chart. As of late September 2025, the stock's trading around, $33.16?
Yeah, about there. And that's near the top end of its 52-week range, which goes from about $10 up to nearly $40. $10.44, $39.47.
Right. So the momentum is clearly bullish. You see those confirmed higher highs and higher lows on the chart. And that translates to a 48.74% gain just in the last month alone. That's pretty strong.
Very strong. What are the key levels telling us?
Technically, it looks robust. The stock's holding well above its key long-term indicators. Specifically, the 50-day simple moving average is down at $26, and the 200-day is even lower at $19.95.
So clear uptrend confirmed by those averages.
Exactly. Both point to a sustained, strong uptrend. And crucially, the 14-day RSI, the Relative Strength Index, is currently neutral-ish, around 52.28. That suggests that even after this sharp rise, the stock isn't technically overbought yet, so there's still potentially room to move higher from a technical standpoint.
We absolutely have to talk about the volatility, though. This stock has a beta of 3.45. That's high. What does that specifically tell an investor about the risk here?
Yeah, that beta is definitely a flashing light. It's a clear signal that if the broader tech market, or maybe more importantly, the price of Bitcoin, takes a hit, HUT 8 is likely to react much more sharply. A beta of 3.45 basically means it's historically been over 3 times more volatile than the overall market. So look, that volatility gives you leveraged upside when things are good, but it definitely exposes you to significant downside risk if the market turns sour.
So higher potential reward, but definitely higher risk.
Precisely. However, looking at the analyst consensus, it seems the market, for now, is willing to accept that volatility for the growth potential. The sentiment among the, 14 Wall Street analysts covering HUT 8, it's overwhelmingly positive. It's a strong buy consensus.
And the price targets reflect that optimism.
They do. They're mostly clustered between $31 on the low end and C $44. Some high-end estimates are way up there, reaching C $83.66. So quite a range, but generally pointed upwards.
Okay, but let's play devil's advocate for a second. Strong buy consensus, bullish market. We see reports of big institutions buying in.
Yeah.
But we also saw some insiders selling back in August 2025. I think it was the director Joseph Flynn and the CFO Sean Glennon sold some shares. How do you square those things? Bullish analysts, but insider selling.
That's a really good point, and it's where you have to, think critically. Insider sales, especially from a CFO, can be a yellow flag. It might suggest management sees less upside than the public does. However, in this specific case, the market seems to be interpreting those sales more as, let's say, standard portfolio management, maybe related to options vesting or just personal diversification. It doesn't seem to be seen as a lack of confidence in the core strategy itself.
So the institutional buying and analyst upgrades are kind of outweighing those sales in the market's view.
Exactly. The sheer volume of institutional inflows and the positive analyst ratings seem to have, drowned out those specific sales as a major concern for now. The market appears to be betting heavily on the future strategy, not necessarily on an insider's short-term liquidity decision.
Okay, and that future strategy, the pivot, that's where this story gets really interesting, Red. Let's zoom in on that. The strategic shift into AI and high-performance computing, or HPC.
Absolutely. The goal seems crystal clear. Strategically diversify their revenue streams. Move away from relying solely on Bitcoin mining, which is, volatile. They want to transform into a critical infrastructure provider for these next-gen computing needs, AI, HPC. That's potentially a higher margin, more stable business long-term.
So how does that actually work on the ground, blending Bitcoin mining cash flow with this push into AI compute? What's the tangible progress we're seeing?
Well, it's sort of a symbiotic relationship, or that's the plan anyway. They're leveraging their existing power infrastructure. They know how to manage huge energy loads for mining and adapting that expertise for the intense but often more stable computational demands of AI and HPC clients.
So using their mining know-how for a different kind of computation.
Pretty much. And they've been actively pursuing it. Sources say they started talks with potential major AI clients back in July 2025. Now, there's a lot of market speculation about potential large-scale partnerships, maybe with hyperscale data centers or, big AI compute providers. Nothing confirmed, but that's the buzz.
And the energy side underpins this whole thing.
Critically, they've managed to lock in some stability there. Apparently, 90% of their managed energy capacity is now contracted long-term. That includes bringing the big 205 mW Vega facility online. That kind of long-term energy stability allows them to push into the more ambitious compute services without being quite so exposed to short-term power market swings.
Got it. Okay, now let's talk timing. Because in a fast-moving story like this, the calendar matters. What are the key dates or events you think people should be watching over the next few months?
Right. There are several key dates coming up that could act as major catalysts for the stock. First up, the next earnings report. That's expected around November 12th, 2025. Analysts will be looking closely for signs of continued strong sequential revenue growth, basically confirming that the scaling is working.
Okay, November 12th for the earnings snapshot. What else?
Then, the official Q3 2025 earnings release is scheduled for December 5th. That'll give a fuller picture. But the potentially biggest strategic news might cluster around December 20th, 2025.
December 20th. Why is that date significant?
Two potentially massive things are associated with it. First, That's around when the market expects the public listing of American Bitcoin, following the merger and integration. That's a big structural step. Second, and perhaps more impactful for the narrative, is the expectation of potential major AI client announcements around that time. If they land a big name, that could instantly re-rate the stock, validating that whole pivot strategy.
So December could be a very pivotal month. Beyond the official dates, though, there's always market chatter, right? Rumors that can drive short-term moves. What's the credible buzz right now?
Yeah, the rumor mill is definitely active. Two main themes seem to be circulating. First, there's chatter about potential M&A activity, specifically talk that Hut 8 might be looking to acquire smaller, maybe US-based AI-focused data centers. That would be a quick way to bolt on specialized infrastructure and talent.
Accelerating the pivot through acquisition. Makes sense. What's the second theme?
The second and potentially more potent rumor is about landing a really large hosting or collaboration deal. Think a major tech company, a big cloud provider. If they could confirm a partnership like that, it would likely cause a sharp re-rating of the stock, maybe pushing it closer to those, really high C83 analyst targets we mentioned earlier.
Okay, lots of potential upside catalysts, but we need to balance that. Let's properly unpack the risks. We talked about the beta, the Bitcoin price exposure. That seems primary.
Absolutely. That high beta, 3.45, means significant exposure to Bitcoin and digital asset prices. If there's a crypto market downturn, Hut 8 will feel it acutely. That's risk number one.
What about operational risks? They're scaling incredibly fast. Does that introduce execution risk, managing costs, integrating facilities smoothly?
Well, yes. Operational risk always exists with rapid expansion. There are always challenges in managing costs, integrating new facilities, scaling up teams. However, that huge 1,400% jump in net income we discussed earlier suggests management has actually been pretty adept at managing this so far. It seems they haven't just been expanding recklessly. They appear to have mitigated some common risks by leveraging existing energy partnerships and securing those long-term power contracts we talked about. That helps stabilize a major cost variable during expansion.
So risks are there, but maybe somewhat mitigated by past performance and strategy.
That seems to be the market's current read, yes.
Yeah.
So putting it all together, the financials, the technicals, the strategy, the risks, the overall investment thesis from the sources leans heavily bullish. I'd rate it, based on this info, maybe an 8.5 out of 10 on the bullish scale.
Yeah.
The rationale really comes down to that high revenue growth, the rapid hash rate expansion, what looks like an attractive valuation for this sector, and that strong analyst and institutional backing.
Okay, an 8.5 bullish rating. So who is this story really for? Short-term traders, long-term holders, both.
I think it's potentially compelling for both, actually, but for different reasons. Short-term traders clearly have those November and December catalysts lined up. They can play the volatility and potential news flow for, leverage gains. But maybe more importantly for long-term holders, this is about buying into a structural growth story. They're betting on a sector leader that seems to be successfully navigating a major transition, becoming potentially a key infrastructure provider for the whole AI boom.
So wrapping this up, what's the core takeaway here? What does this all mean? It seems Hut 8 presents itself as this kind of hybrid play, doesn't it?
It's a high-growth miner, yes, but one that's actively and seemingly successfully so far transitioning into being a critical infrastructure provider for AI, for HPC. They're using their mining expertise, their compute management skills, and those stabilized energy assets to really chase these potentially higher-margin next-generation revenue streams. Exactly. Which leads to, I think, the final thought for you, the listener, to consider. Given this increasing focus on high-performance compute and all these rumors and anticipation around major AI client deals, how quickly do you think Hut 8's revenue mix will actually shift away from pure mining? And maybe more importantly, will that diversification, if successful, finally start to reduce its historically high correlation to Bitcoin's volatility? What do you think?
That's a fantastic question to mull over as you consider your own strategy. A really provocative thought. Thank you for joining us today as we analyze this source material, trying to distill the key knowledge you need. We'll be back soon with another exploration into the markets.